Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fantastic episode of The Left Wing. I am TJ Whitehead, powers taken not given, joined as always by John Cooper Paz of Counterpoint Politics. How you been, John? Long time no see.
Been good, been good. It's been a week since we've been back in the chair, so always good to talk to you, TJ. We had an excellent show. Oh no, it was in 2 weeks since
Two
we've been back
weeks.
in the chair.
Two
Yeah, yeah.
weeks.
Our last show was so great. That was one of my favorite shows that we ever did. And then we just took a 2 week pause because we can't keep up momentum here, TJ. That would be against the rules.
Yeah, we're like Jordan winning the title in '93. Not that you would know anything about that, John, but just leaving on top and heading off into the sunset. Now that I say that, you're a sports guy, so I'm curious your theory about this. The camera's off center here, but have you ever heard the gambling suspension theory about Michael Jordan? And
Yeah,
what
that
do you think
he
about
was
that?
a ghost suspension for gambling while
Yeah, what
playing
do you
in
think about
the
that?
MLB. I think it's not true
Oh,
because
okay, all
like
right.
if you're gonna like what is in it for the NBA for that? Like if you're going to put so much risk of this thing being found out and exploding, why not just have them play? Like why go through the all the effort of a conspiracy to have a ghost suspension that would blow up in your face in the same exact way? Like it just doesn't make sense to me. It's a
Hmm.
fun game,
I
but
I like
that's
the
what.
theory. I like the theory specifically because of how weird the situation was with Jordan's dad dying. That was so weird that I remember when it happened. For those of you who wonder what we're talking about, Michael Jordan's dad died is the wrong way to say it. He was murdered in 1993, just abruptly, and not a murder as in it was like a random incident on the street or someone broke into his house. His car, he was murdered and he was found with his car set on fire. And I was like, well, that's weird. That's really weird for that to happen to anyone, let alone specifically to the most famous person on the planet,
Mhm.
With Michael Jordan. And then and Jordan's like, well, okay, I guess I'm going to retire now. It's like, wait, was that a gambling related thing? I hadn't heard that theory until long after it happened. But once again, I haven't looked into the investigation of Jordan's Mr. Jordan's death. But I don't know. It kind of fit in line with you, the more you learn about Michael Jordan and his huge gambling addiction. Maybe it's bullshit. Who knows? But it's a fun theory.
Well, if you
R.I.P.
gotta go,
to
like he has a legit gambling addiction. That's not a
he does.
theory.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Whether or
Yeah.
not it was a ghost suspension, his dad getting maybe that's part of it. It does seem like that's not what the mob would do to Michael Jordan is burn his dad. But who knows? Like why would that happen? I
Well,
have no
it makes
idea.
sense to me. That it makes sense to me. If Michael Jordan owes you a ton of money and you're the mob, what are you going to do? You're not going to kill Michael Jordan, right? That's probably not on the list. You can't really do that. You hurt someone he loves like that. That checked out. I don't know. It's just if Michael Jordan's dad had died in a drowning accident or he had a heart attack or something, but specifically a weird ass murder, like who would do this to Michael Jordan's dad? For what reason? Like I don't know, maybe he owed someone $1 million and he refused to pay them back. And he also has a massive gambling problem. Everyone who has a story about hanging out with Michael Jordan includes him going to casinos or gambling on everything. You saw The Last Dance. Do you remember the scene of The Last Dance when he walks up to the security guard, just this
Uh-huh.
random guy working at the United Center, and he asked him to play a game of quarters. And for those who wonder, you just take a quarter and like I'll throw it against the wall, and then John will throw it against the wall. Whoever is the closest to the wall wins. He bets this guy $20. $20 in like 1991 money, by the way. He bets him $20, and the guy beats him, and Jordan is pissed. Jordan is fucking pissed that he lost $20. He was gonna take $20 from a security guard. But guy probably didn't make $20 an hour. He's Michael Jordan. That's how degenerate of a gambler he was. I don't know. I've heard crazier theories. I'll put it that way. I've heard way crazier theories than Michael Jordan had a gambling problem and the mob killed his dad. Maybe that's completely separate from the NBA thing or retirement. Maybe the mental exhaustion of losing your father and the grief and everything. Maybe that's what made him quit. But I have a hard time believing that his dad's death was just this weird occurrence out of nowhere.
I mean, it's
Oh
also
boy.
very possible that his dad also has a major gambling problem. That's why he died. But speaking of gambling problems, if I've been looking at Kalshi like all day, and I really want to place a bet on the next cast member of Home Alone 2 that is going to die this year. I really want to place the bet, TJ. I don't know what Kalshi's being a bunch of cowards. They're not making the market. Polymark is going to come in and pick that up for me, I guess. But I saw your celebrities passing on us. Tim Curry being the third cast member from Home Alone 2 to die in the year 2026. Just saying.
Can't wait to see.
Maybe another one is coming down the line here, TJ. The year ain't over yet.
Give me 1 second, John. Can you stall for a minute? Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah. TJ wants me to stall right after a punchline segue into our title sequence here. And I have no idea where to go from that. I'll go over to the comments here. I see, Lucky, I hate kicks. We're just going to call you Lucky. Nice to see you, Lucky. I only have seen you comment before, but he says, now it's Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime. I cannot talk today. Also dead. It's been a rough couple of days here in terms of celebrity deaths, meaningful celebrity deaths. Dolly Parton, Tim Curry, both legends. Peter Cullen, people might not have known his name, but you've definitely heard his voice. Really tough one. Colby, Mr. Whitehead, and Mr. Osio Cortez Cooper Paz are back again, your favorite co-hosts. If you missed the last show, you will get that joke. Or you will not get that joke. He also says, TJ, what do you think John is doing with all of his free time from live streaming, which I can't answer. I'm not TJ. But he also asks, John, favorite co-host who vacations to Colorado, who thinks he's too good to host a live stream. TJ, Colby's been suffering with both of us being out recently. I don't know what we can do for him. Maybe we set up a GoFundMe. He's clearly in need of some live streaming friends.
I got something for Colby. Colby asked a question, John. I don't know if you went over it or not, but it said, where is it? TJ, what do you think John was doing with all his free time from live streaming? Do you know where this is going, John? Do you know where this is going?
I saw you pop up the screen share. I see exactly what you're going to share.
Okay, I didn't know if you... Okay, so Colby asked me this, I think, last night, and I don't know, folks. We're just asking questions here. I'll let the news speak for itself on this one. Let's go.
Chilling Chucky doll-style mask spotted on the streets of Philadelphia, antagonizing men and women. Surveillance cameras capturing him following this jogger. When the 40-year-old turns back, so does he, asking the woman, according to police, "Are you ready to die?"
Clearly, she's not ready to die. So she takes off southbound on 15th Street. In the process, she injures.
All right, I want to say something real quick before I forget here. This mystery man, we're not saying it was John. I don't know, but we're just asking questions here. There's a mystery guy in a mask going around chasing people in Philadelphia. And what I want to point out here is the first story they cover is that he's chasing this woman who they just throw out as 40 years old. I don't know why they had to do that, why they had to throw her under the bus like that. It's like, okay, you can just say the story happened. Did she ask to be described as a 40-year-old? I doubt that. And then second, what's with this cartoon-ass police chief there saying, he asked, is she ready to die? Well, clearly she's not because she ran. Like, buddy, just report the story, okay? We don't need your acting chops editorializing here. Let's just roll with this.
Her leg.
It was part of a scaring spree early last Wednesday that's left locals near City Hall on edge.
That's definitely scary and it's creepy, so I don't know what his intentions are.
I just think it's so crazy. Like, I've never seen anything like that, and I'm down here all the time, and it scares me.
Now, investigators are asking for the public's help identifying the suspect, seen here holding the mask, and at some points, a cell phone. Police believe he recorded the incidents and are looking into whether this was part of some sort of social media prank.
They're scouring social media to see if they come across this individual posting this online material. It'll be good for us. Make it easier to find them.
Investigators say this possible attempt to go viral will end in charges related to terroristic threats, harassment, simple assault, and more. Emily Ikeda, NBC News.
All right, John, just got to ask, did you have anything to do with this? You having a social media presence, and that's something they're looking for? I don't know. I think Colby's onto something. Are you involved in this? Do you deny any involvement?
I heard the police were looking at social media, and I had to go dark. I couldn't be on there. They might come looking for me. No, I thought this whole story was very funny, and you didn't even include the funniest part of the story, in my opinion. Was another girl was interviewed who'd gotten chased by him, and she was like, "Yeah, like he just started chasing me," and I was like, "Fuck around, find out. You, I'm gonna find out if this dude can fight." And I kicked him in the chest. Turns out he couldn't fight.
Whoa.
And so she just kicked him, and he ran away. But like, this guy's kind of weird, kind of probably terrorizing women for some weird fucking fetish of his. I don't fucking know. The weird part of me is that this was a story. The only reason this was a story is because it was at City Hall. If this had been like, this happens every fucking day in Kensington and West Philly. Like he probably is like used to doing this as a normal thing up in Kensington, and then just happened to meander down to City Hall. And it's like, oh, is that sort of thing frowned upon around here? But it's a very Philly story right there.
Yeah, that was weird to me. The whole thing was like, we're looking at trying to find out if this is someone who's uploading these videos to social media. I thought, why would anyone do that? Why would anyone wear a creepy mask and then I essentially threaten to kill people and then upload incriminating evidence? I don't know. Maybe they do things a little different in Philly, but that seems a little odd to me. I don't know. I was gonna ask like this if John was part of this or anything, and then I noticed I couldn't tell on my phone camera, but it looked like a black guy who was doing it. And look, so that which would exonerate John as a suspect here. But I got to say, if John is fine with putting on a Chucky mask and chasing women in the street, he's not above blackface. So I think that he would absolutely still stay on my list, my short list for suspects. So we'll see where it goes.
I don't know, TJ. That blackface might be a bridge too far for the men going around terrorizing women in a Chucky mask. But I was segueing before you had to take a quick detour into the headline segment here. Dolly Parton, Tim Curry gone. Which what is next? Rough week.
Rough week, man.
Unexpected. Not that like Dolly Parton and Tim Curry were young.
Right.
They also weren't like super old. 8-year-olds die. It happens. But they weren't like, you weren't waiting for it like you were, say, Betty White.
Yeah, when Dolly Parton died, I didn't know how old she was because she's looked the same for 30 years, so I really didn't know how old she was. And then when I found out she was 80, I thought, that's not young. 80 is solidly the old category, but it is young for like rich celebrity, I think, to die. Like I would expect her to live to 84. That's what I would have guessed. But 80 is like it's a touch younger than I expected, but still not wild. But then Tim Curry died. I don't know if you saw that Peter Cullen died, the guy who played Optimus Prime. I think that was today. That was before I found that out after I made the caption and everything. I'd have kept it the same because he was 88. That's kind of what 88. All right, that's great. Now it's a good time to check out. But it was just funny putting the Trump thing up there. I saw a funny video about that. What it was like, hey, take away the blonde that likes kids. Oh no, not that way. Take away that one weird actor from Home Alone 2. Oh no, not that guy. And so we got to pray for Macaulay Culkin. I don't know. What's your guess here, John? Who else is going for soon? Home Alone 2 or otherwise?
Is there a Final Destination situation going on the set of Home Alone 2? Is the real question we have to be asking ourselves here. Again, if it happened twice, it's just a weird coincidence. The fact that it's now happened 3 times in 1 year is absolutely crazy. And we're all just waiting for it. We're all just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Hey, everyone protect Macaulay Culkin with your life. He's married to Brenda Song, living his best life right now. He deserves to live more of that life. And Brenda Song, by the way, did you see her on the Chargers broadcast?
No.
Brenda Song is, or are you too old for this?
I am too old, but I know who Brenda Song is because of Macaulay Culkin. I saw some picture years ago of Macaulay Culkin like being happy with this lady, and look how happy he is. And then I found out she was an actress and she was on TV on like Nickelodeon or something, Disney Channel or something like that. I don't know. And I don't know. Every time I see anything with the two of them, they look really happy and in love. I was like, okay, well, good for them. But I haven't heard anything about her since then.
Yeah, Brenda Song, like if you grew up my age, OG crush Disney Channel, like very much high up there. She was in The Social Network too. She absolutely killed it in that. She played Andrew Garfield's love interest in The Social Network. But she's a Rams super fan. And like she knows her shit. Like whenever she gets in front of a microphone recently, she's been talking about the Rams and just like not she talks like a sorority girl while she does it, but she talks about like coverage schemes and what you do against this alignment, and like she knows her shit. And she just got on the broadcast as a color commentator, a guest color commentator, and I'm like, we need more of that. We need more sorority girls who know their fucking ball talking in sports, because it's too much of a sausage fest in here. We need more girly girls in the sports scene, actually engaging in it and not being sequestered into cheerleader land.
Do we, John? Do we need more chicks in male spaces? I don't know. I'm not convinced of it. It is cool when it happens, where it's always cool when someone is outside of a stereotype. That you're like, oh, I wouldn't guess this person who talks like this, who looks like this, and sounds like this would know anything about this topic that doesn't fit in that paradigm. That is cool when it happens. Don't know if I need to see it. Well, let's keep sports for dudes. All right. Enes Kanter. And the whole Enes Kanter thing has made me segregate stuff even more. I want stuff as segregated as it can possibly be. So, you said something about, Dolly Parton. That's right. I want to get back to that. Dolly Parton's been interesting since she died. I don't know if you saw Trump posted like a positive eulogy for Dolly Parton. Did you see that on his Truth Social account?
It's very funny. Like the Republicans are doing it because I guess she's a blonde white woman who sings country, and so they just assume she's on their side. Which is very funny to me.
That's exactly what I wanted to get at. I've seen, like, since Dolly Parton has died, the conversation around her and her life, I feel like it's 98% positive, like on either side. You very rarely see someone with a hot take with, actually, Dolly Parton was a piece of shit, I was kind of expecting that, because I didn't really know what Dolly Parton's politics were until COVID. If Dolly Parton had died in 2019, I'd had no idea what her politics were. Well, no, and then I saw, she was promoting vaccines. She had this program to raise literacy rates in the United States, like free books for children and stuff like that. She was always an ally for the queer community, and she always had this stuff that was just going out there. But like you said, John, she appears the way conservatives want you to appear. Like they want you to, if you're a woman, you look and dress and act and talk like a woman. That's very important. And what I thought for sure was going to do it was something that's actually here in this neighborhood, in the Branson, Missouri neighborhood. When I was a kid, I remember when we would drive to Springfield. There was a big mall in Springfield, Missouri. We drive there, and you would see all these billboards for the Dolly Parton Dixie Stampede. I've never been there, but it's just this big live performance with people and animals and everything. That's a grand old time from what I hear. And I was so used to seeing Dixie Stampede, Dixie Stampede, Dixie Stampede. And then when I moved down here, I noticed that the signs were different now. The signs were just called the Dolly Parton Stampede. And I was asking Heather Brown, she said, oh, yeah, she, found out that, Dixie was kind of like an offensive term to, black people specifically, and it harkened back to the lost cause narrative of the greatness of the American South in the Civil War. And she got rid of that. I was like, that's super woke. I can't believe there wasn't a huge backlash for that. I cannot believe that there was, as big as that is in this area, I would figure people would hate her for that right away. But even that, people still kind of just pigeonholed her like, oh, that's just Dolly Parton. She's one of the good ones. And it's been kind of amazing seeing that happen.
Yeah, I mean, Dolly Parton is, when people say what, like, you're talking about there can be no ethical billionaires, and they bring up artists like Taylor Swift, who are a billionaire, and they've made their billions largely directly from their artwork. It's not like, say, Kanye, who made his billions from fashion, or who's it, Beyonce, who's made her billions from makeup. Taylor Swift's made it all from music, pretty much. And so doesn't she deserve her billions? And Dolly Parton is the answer to the question as to why that is not the case. Because Dolly Parton was Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift was Taylor Swift. And Dolly Parton would be a billionaire if she had chosen to be one. She easily could have acquired billions over the course of her career, but she was constantly giving her money away. As you mentioned, the many philanthropic efforts to increase literacy rates. I saw a very funny meme. It was like the Simpsons meme, I think it was
King of the Hill.
Yeah, where he puts the sign on the window. It says Dolly Parton died, and the guy stops the kid, and he's like, those kids can read that because of Dolly Parton.
They're sad.
And it's like she put her money into communities, into building things. There's so many things in this world that exist, particularly to help children, that exist because of Dolly Parton not hoarding wealth and investing it, but investing it in things that will make her money, but instead investing it in things that will make the world better. Dolly Parton was a huge, and again, I'm not some Dolly Parton super fan. These are just things I've acquired about Dolly Parton throughout the years. She's a huge labor rights activist. Obviously, 9 to 5 is a classic, labor unionizing song. She was a card-carrying member of the American Federation of Musicians or something, the largest musical union. She was a card-carrying member for her entire career. Card-carrying member for SAG-AFTRA. She did a lot of work for, pro-labor movements. Dolly Parton, one of the real ones, TJ. Like one of the true famous people who, as far as we know, and from every single thing we know about her, did not get corrupted by fame and money and lived their lives the right way, which is why it's sad to see someone like that go.
Yeah, it's kind of, she does have a pristine image, like I said, from anyone, and from the leftist perspective in particular, that's hard to do. That's really hard to do, to have someone that we lefties will find a way to criticize you over anything and everything. But her disposition does pay off well with that, though. That there is something that, conservatives aren't wrong about everything, just almost everything. And something that they like to hold up as a standard is someone who, like we talk about, they're like, when Antifa makes a mistake by going out dressing like ninjas all the time, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea, man. If you want people on your side, you have to look appealing. You have to act appealing. And that's not just for political causes. That's for, professionally, and that's for your, romantically, anything. Anytime you're dealing with other people, you need to care about your optics. You need to care about what you look and sound like. What message are you putting forward? That's what matters. What you wear. It matters what your hair is like. This isn't this. By the way, I want to make it clear that this is a descriptive measure, not a actually, it's both. Fuck it, it's both. Actually, I'm not saying that there's nothing inherently moral about looking like someone who blends into society or someone who looks aspirational. When you go to work, your work has a dress code. Dress better than that, right? Try to dress better. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have. It will pay off. It will do very well for you. And Dolly Parton, she fit in. Here's someone that, she's someone who you're happy to see come in the room. She looks pleasant. She looks approachable. That goes really far, and we can learn a lesson from that. And one thing I wanted to add here, John, you mentioned about ethical billionaires. First, billionaire is also an arbitrary thing, right? There's no ethical billionaire, but you can have 750 million in BF. I don't know. I don't know where the cutoff is. I don't know where the cutoff is to you're a rich person, you're a wealthy person, and okay, that's obscenely wealthy. I don't know. Is it 250 million? Is it 500 million? I have no idea. But one argument I have for an ethical billionaire, or a billionaire who made their money ethically, my favorite, I hate to say it, but J.K. Rowling. I have a hard time thinking, because I'm sure she was a billionaire before the movies. I'm sure she was, before the movies. And
I don't think so.
Oh, no? Okay, well, never mind.
Billionaire with a B? No.
Oh, okay, all right, maybe not.
Multi-millionaire, 100%. Yeah, because
okay.
Before the movies, you also have to think that was first movie came out 2001, 2. A billion was more than as well.
Mm-hmm. maybe so. Maybe so. I don't know. But people who get rich, like authors, like writing books or anything like that, it's like hard for me to say that that's unethical, right? It's really tough that the printers and the publishers got exactly what they were promised. You're not taking advantage of them, so I don't know anything like that. But
it is
yeah.
funny that J.K. Rowling is one of the most ethical examples of a billionaire you will ever come across, and she's the most hated human being.
Horrible. It will never cease to amaze me that J.K. Rowling took this path, that she could have just lived out the rest of her life, 30, 40 years, however she had left, and gone down in history for generations, John, generations, as one of the most beloved authors in world history. And she threw it all away to be a transphobe out of nowhere. Like, I don't know. It's odd that she went down that road, but this is another reason you shouldn't have too much money, because then it causes you to act recklessly. So I don't know.
That's the wild thing, TJ. She does it for nothing.
Nothing, man. Nothing.
For nothing. She does it for the love of the hate, TJ. Like
the love of the hate. That's good.
We do this, TJ. We do this for funsies. We also get nothing financially out of it. We just do it for the love of the game. But like, she does it as much as we do, more than I do at this point.
Yeah.
And she's a billionaire who's rich and can do whatever the fuck she wants with her time, and she chooses to do that. It blows my mind. I understand. Like, I kind of understand why Elon does it, because it does have a tangible impact on Elon's life, what he does online, with whatever you want to call what he does online. It doesn't make any fucking sense for J.K. Rowling to just turn herself into a supervillain for no fucking reason.
No, not at all. And I just checked. J.K. Rowling became a billionaire in 2004, and the first Harry Potter movie came out. You were right, 2001. Amazing, you knew the year on that. But 2001, yeah. So right, shortly. I never saw the Harry Potter movies until very recently. I saw one for the first time in 2012, and I only watched it. I watched it in a hotel room because I think part 8 had just come out. I don't know if there's 7 or 8 parts. I don't know. And whatever movie came out on video, and this girl wanted me to watch it, and so okay, well, all right, fine, I'll watch it. And I watched it, and then years and years and years later, my girlfriend had me watch parts 1 through 8 or something like that. They were okay. I didn't grow up with it, so I kind of did. Like, they were popular when I was a kid, I guess, but I did read a lot back then, but no Harry Potter stuff. But maybe you were younger, it was more, toward your direction. So I don't know, it's okay. Yeah, were you a big Harry Potter fan?
I wasn't a big Harry Potter. I was a fan like anyone growing up during my time. I never read the books, but I did watch the movies. There are a few of those movies that still are like comfort movies for me. Like Goblet of Fire I watch that every like Christmas season. Like, it's just like one of those movies that get put in the rotation. I don't like say I have to watch it, but it just ends up happening, and gives me that gives me the good warm feelings inside of nostalgia and childhood. But yeah, I mean they're good. They're good, solid. Some of them good, solid movies. The whole series leaves something to be desired, but it is what it is.
Nobody's watching this episode. I don't know why, but it's like
Colby
is killing it with the comments though. Gotta love it. Colby says John became a fan after JK started sneaking out at her. That's great. And Colby asked, speaking of watching, have you guys seen Lanterns? I'm gonna ask you that in a bit, John, but I have to ask, have you seen Spider-Man?
I've not seen Spider-Man.
Oh my God!
I've decided not to see Spider-Man in theaters. I'm so out on the MCU, TJ. I'm like, it feels toxic to me. The idea of going to the theaters and watching an MCU movie, I just can't do it, TJ. I won't do it with Doomsday. I will watch Spider-Man because I've heard it's good, and I have liked the Spider-Man movies for the most part thus far. But I'm not gonna. Like, philosophically, I cannot spend $20 to go see Spider-Man in theaters. Just not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait for it to come out.
It's good, John. It's good, man. It's good. Yeah, it's a good movie. That's too bad.
We can talk about it. But I'm definitely not.
All right, that's too bad.
Watching it. Sorry to disappoint you, TJ.
That's all right. But Colby, I have not seen Lanterns, but I haven't seen one episode. I haven't seen 10 seconds of the show. I don't know about John has seen it, but I've heard it's amazing. John, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've not seen it. Here's the thing. I saw clips of it and I was like, oh, I really like that. But what I ended up doing instead of watching it was starting to rewatch Friday Night Lights because Coach Taylor plays. I think he's Hal Jordan in it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I will end up because I have heard very good things about it. If it's on HBO, like if it's an HBO show, it gives a certain level of this is going to be good no matter what. Like The Penguin was fucking phenomenal. What other have they done any other DC titles on HBO? Oh, The Watchmen was fucking great. When they have done superhero shows, it has done well. So I have full faith that it'll be good. I just haven't sat down to watch it yet.
Yeah, I've heard great things about it, but I couldn't tell you anything about it or anything. I assume Guy Gardner from the movie is in it, and along with other lanterns, there's several Green Lanterns. But I don't know. I'll get around to watching it. I'm sure it's on HBO. And so Colby says, "Do you want to see Alien with me next Saturday night, John? Director's cut, 35 millimeter. All right, hey John, all you have to do is pay for a flight and housing. Oh, damn! John can't even stay with you, Colby. Damn, you don't got a couch for John to sleep on. Holy shit, man! That's
if it was just pay for the flight, totally reasonable.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're not George Soros after all. But I do. I would expect to sleep on your couch if I can't.
Yeah, Jesus, man. You can't figure. I don't know. If this would have happened last week, Colby would have happily let you sleep on his couch. But after seeing that video of Philadelphia, the guy wearing the mask, I was like, I'm not taking any chances. You never know. You never know right here. And Colby says, I think TJ is secretly in Lanterns. Is TJ an anagram for Jon Stewart? All right, first, that's not how anagrams work, Colby. Like TJ can only be an anagram for JT. That's the only other word that you can make out of TJ. So I don't know. Where that came from. And yes, Guy Gardner is in it. Guy Gardner, I loved him in Superman. I gotta say, I loved his character in Superman. He was really fun, and I wouldn't mind seeing him in more stuff. But all right, well, Alien though in 35 millimeter IMAX does sound cool, John.
That is such a film bro thing to do, to go see director's cut 35 millimeter Alien. I say that respectfully as a film bro myself. It could also be said derogatively, but it's respectful.
Yeah. And that's also kind of a dice roll because director's cuts aren't usually. I was gonna say they're not usually better than the studio cuts. I'm sure there's examples, but most of the time when I watch a director's cut, I'm like, I see where the studio trimmed this down. Okay, I see what they're going for here. This is not it. The studio did a better job, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see. You know what I miss, John? I miss buying movies on DVDs or Blu-rays. You can still do it, I guess, but I really gotta like something to go ahead and buy it on Blu-ray or something now. And the reason I miss it is that I loved the options they would have for commentaries from the directors. Those I love. If there's a movie I really like, I'll absolutely go out and buy a hard copy of it just so I can, and hope it has a director's commentary just so I could have that, because you don't get that option on streaming, man. You don't get it, and that's something we miss. Well, I miss from the old days. I'm glad to see you know about that, because I don't hear enough people talking about that. We're losing recipes, John. We're losing good shit that we had.
I mean, I used to get DVDs that have trivia games on them. I'd play as a kid. Like you used to get content. In that packet that you bought, and now you get a DVD. It's just a movie, which you can get on. It's a collector's item more so than anything. Which I guess they weren't always the way you fucking watched it. But they should do more. They should lean into. You want to save movies? Bring that back. But the other problem is then you have to put the disc in the thing. That's the biggest problem. Is one, we don't put the disc in the thing anymore.
Yeah.
And two, the effort it takes to put a disc in a thing is just when I can just click a button and have it play. It's not gonna happen.
I thought you just meant the effort part, but then that's right. You need something to play it in, because I put it on the PlayStation. But that's right. If I didn't have a PlayStation, I really wouldn't have a way to play the DVDs.
If the disc version of the PlayStation wasn't the only model available at GameStop when I went to buy it, I would not have a DVD player. I would just have a $50 cheaper PlayStation. But no, there we go.
Since this is just a Ghost Town episode here, just fuck it, just burn it. I want to go with the video game thing now. Do you give a shit that Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do, and I'm getting myself ready to be hurt because this is going to be like I don't have the love for games that I used to. It just you get older,
Yeah.
your gaming habits shift, your life shifts, but even all that being said, just like I don't have as much of an ability to just sit down and get lost in the game. And Grand Theft Auto 5, I mean, that came out when I was a sophomore, junior in high school,
Mhm.
and obviously played a shitload of Grand Theft Auto. Go over to your friend's house, play Grand Theft Auto with them. Like it just like a pinnacle pillar moment. And Grand Theft Auto 6, I've been anticipating it since I loved them. And when it comes out and I don't absolutely fall in love with it, it's going to break my heart, and I'm just waiting for it to happen. So it's not my fault that I care, but I care. Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. And I grew up. I didn't grow up, I guess, with Grand Theft Auto because Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 came out probably when I was in senior or junior in high school as well. But the first Grand Theft Auto I ever played was GTA 3, and I think that was like 2001 or 2, something like that. It was really early on in college, and that's when I fell in love with GTA. And I said, "Whoa, this is incredible. I'd never seen a video game where you could drive a car around and listen to the radio at the same time. That blew my mind. I didn't see anything like that before. And I've loved not every, like I didn't play the side games like Vice City Stories or whatever, the main series games. I've loved them all ever since. And I like GTA 5 a lot, but I have been pessimistic, I guess, about how good GTA 6 is going to be for years now. GTA 5, I think, came out like 13 years ago. It's like a shocking long time ago. And the hype for GTA 6 is bigger than not anything. The hype for the Star Wars prequels was bigger than this. So it's at that level. It's at that level.
Hype as a video game.
Yeah. Yes, I've never seen a video. Yeah, this hype. And when something is built up with this much anticipation, especially when they keep dick teasing people and they're like, "Oh, it's releasing. Oh, we're postponing it a bit. We're postponing everything." They're just getting people more and more ravenous. That's going to get the critiques higher because I don't think anything can live up to that expectation. I just don't. It's the example I've used. I made a video on TikTok about this a while ago. Is that you ever run across someone who's never seen Star Wars before? And they all they've heard about is this incredible property, Star Wars, and they watch it like, oh, really? That's it? That's because nothing lives up to as good as you're going to think. And also, I don't know what they're going to do. It's a video game, but it can't just be a good game. It has to be the greatest game ever made. And
it has to redefine what games are.
Yes,
it has to be something that we have never seen before. And that is problematic because if they try that and it is something we've never seen before, that doesn't mean the thing we're seeing is good.
Right.
And that is scary. Like there's only a couple outcomes that will be acceptable, and to hit them is not easy.
That's the thing. It can be a 10 out of 10 game. It needs to be an 11, man. It needs to be an 11 to make all this worth it, and that's asking a lot. Like 11s don't just come out of nowhere, right? It is like they are very rare for a good reason. And then I hear stuff about like, you're going to put gas in the car. I don't want to put gas in the car. I don't know if that. I've heard this come out. It's like, oh, one of the options you can refuel the car. It's like, it sounds terrible. It sounds tedious. I didn't even like it in San Andreas, where they had like a weight thing. If you ate too much, you got. I was like, that's too much, man. I don't need all that. I just want to play the fucking game. What did Colby say? There's a mechanic to deepen your romantic relationship between Jason and Lucy. I heard about that. Today. That the two main characters are in love, and you can either decide to deepen their relationship or to keep it on a surface level, and that affects how the game goes. I can work with that. That's fine. I think that's a cool little addition to it. But once again, it's tough. I would hate to be in the situation. I would hate to be the developer of this game and know what's riding on this, that it has to be an amazing game and not just a good game. It's like, I don't know. So I don't think it's going to live up to the hype because I don't think anything can. I just don't. I'm just waiting for it to bomb. Well, not bomb, but, not be what people want it to be.
It is concerning that one of the defining characteristics of this game is the ability for the player to go fuck themselves. It is
What?
concerning. What was that, TJ?
What? I haven't heard that. What?
I'm saying you play as both characters in the romantic relationship.
Okay. Oh, I thought you meant there was like a jacking off option in the game. I said,
There
what?
might be. There fucking might be. TJ.
Would not shock me.
From what the vibes I'm getting, and they're keeping it close to the chest as they should. I don't know. I didn't watch the Netflix thing. I don't know if it came out before this.
I didn't know it came out already. Okay.
I know it's coming out today. I don't know if it came out before or coming out later. But like it seems like they are going more towards the realism narrative Red Dead Redemption 2 train instead of the sandbox crime simulator game, and that is not what I want out of it.
Yeah.
Now, if they're able to have deep narrative connection while also keeping the fun sandbox elements of Grand Theft Auto, I'm all for it. But if they make it like Red Dead 2, I'm gonna fucking barf, TJ. And I know you love Red Dead 2, and I can appreciate that from afar and say it's not for me. But that's never been what Grand Theft Auto was.
All right. Yeah. Listen, John, Red Dead 2 is an incredible video game. Like if GTA 6 is 3/4 the game that Red Dead 2 is, I'm gonna like it. It's not gonna be what you want it to be, but Red Dead 2. What makes Red Dead 2 great isn't the fact that there are specific design details for the physics of your horse's testicles swinging, all over the place. It isn't the fact that if you shoot something and come back 3 days later, you'll find its rotting carcass and you can see the carcass rotting. And that's interesting, but the story is what makes it so good. Like, it is a crime, John, that you have played and like Red Dead 1 and that you have not played and finished Red Dead 2 because the story is so synergistic. They're so great. Anyway, what Kobe said something here that made me laugh. Where was it? This made me laugh here that you can leave the other on red. That's funny. That's funny. I don't know. That's a hilarious thing to you text the other character and then choose to ignore them with the other character. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be a nice roll.
It's weird that you play both. It's strange. And again, I remember thinking this with Grand Theft Auto 5 and how playing 3 different characters was weird and confusing, and then it just felt totally seamless and it worked. So I have all the faith in Rockstar to pull it off. I don't need to understand what it's going to be or how it's going to work. I'm going to buy and play the damn game. They could make the game cost $150, and I'm still going to fucking buy it and play it. I just don't know if I'm going to like it. We'll see.
Yeah, you just don't want to play a chick. That's your problem, John. Just come on and say it, John. Just say it. Just say it.
I think it's weird to romance yourself in a video game. I think it is odd. It is. I've never seen that happen before. Which I guess you could do. I guess like Baldur's Gate, like RPG, but like it's still odd. It is odd.
Yeah, I don't know. It is. I don't know. Romance in a video game is really hard to pull off. One of the earliest versions I saw, ironically, was Grand Theft Auto 4. And in Grand Theft Auto 4, you had the option to take different women on dates and everything. And I remember hating those options. I remember thinking that I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. I want to go bowl with this lady. I don't want to do it. I just don't. And then especially since it was optional, I just stopped doing it. I'm doing this so I can get an interesting phone call later. That's my reward. And then they had the payoff at the end because there's a wedding. Spoiler alert for a 25-year-old game. There's like a wedding at the end of Grand Theft Auto 4. And I was like, okay, this kind of ties in, but I didn't need the dates to make this wedding thing special. And since you're apparently never going to play one of the greatest games ever made, at the end of Red Dead 2, you're playing as John again. And you have to take Abigail on all these dates before you ask her to marry you. And even when you play as Arthur, you take these women on dates and everything, and they're okay. The missions range from boring as hell to, okay, this is a serviceable level or whatever, but it's tough because it's not a real date. It's not real love. It's not a real romantic connection. You're playing through another person who's talking to a third person who's not even real. It's like, I don't know. It's just, maybe they'll pull it off. Maybe they won't. But hold on. Favorite co-host who hates dating women, which no one said hold on, is that me? Is this me?
Yeah,
Kobe? Because that's dating
out of context here.
Dating in real life is fun, right? It's interesting, but I don't know. watching or control, even watching someone date on TV can be fun, but something about the video game dating just does, maybe it's just me. What do you feel about it, John?
I prefer video game romance that doesn't involve sex. As soon as you have a sex scene in a video game, it turns me the fuck off. It's
Weird, yeah.
It's weird. It don't do. I don't need to see the polygons fucking each other. Like I don't need that. But I've had like good experiences with romances in video games. Like even like my favorite romance in video game ever was a gay romance with in Hades 1, where you're a dude and you get your choice. But I chose to flirt with death, literal Thanatos, and that was fucking awesome. It was one of the best romance narratives I ever played in a game, and it was a ton of fun. They can be fun, they can be compelling, but I've never understood like the dating sim genre of game where the whole game is about it. Different strokes for different folks. I'm not yucking your yum. I just I've never understood it. It should be a complimentary piece for people who want it. I don't understand doing it for a whole game.
Colby says, watching someone date on TV is fun. I do it every Tuesday and Thursday, 6:35 p.m. Colby, it's a real shame that it's just you watching this show today because you were killing it, man. This is the best. Colby always brings the heat, but every other comment is like...
third co-host today. Actually, no, you can't be a third co-host or else there's going to be no one watching.
All right, speaking of people having fun, John, let's just go with this one here. I can't remember, was it Matthew Tracy posted this on Twitter, and the caption was, "This is literally what it would be like if you just made a 12-year-old president for a day. This is the shit he would do." And I think you know where this is going, but let's see what our glorious commander-in-chief had to say today.
We're going to be changing the name of Lake Ontario, effective immediately, to Lake America. That's going to take place right now as I sign the order. Do you have anything to say about it, Ben?
Yes, sir. So this is a straightforward but important executive order. It directs Secretary Burgum and the Department of Interior to update the Geographic Names Information Service to reflect that Lake, once known as Lake Ontario, will from this day forward be known as Lake America.
I saw Trump talking about this the other day. I saw him say that, well, Canada's made me upset. They're not playing ball with us. They're not being fair in the United States. So I'm thinking of changing Lake Ontario to Lake America. Silly of me. It's been so many years now that I shouldn't ever have this happen. I said, oh, he's not going to pull a Gulf of Mexico thing. This is just something he said. And the next day, I see this video, an official signing to make Lake Ontario Lake America. John, I assume you support this and you support God, I can't imagine how much money is going to go into updating every federal map in the country to change it from Lake Ontario, like the man hours and the ink and the paper and everything. You've been saying this for a long time, John. I'm sure you're happy.
Kobe brought up John is the wrong person to show this to. He agreed with the Gulf of America. Here's the thing. I agreed with the Gulf of America because that does make sense. It's a gulf in the middle of the Americas, smack dab in the middle. It's not just Mexico. It borders several different countries. It makes sense to be the Gulf of America. Ontario. What? Why would that one be like America? There's 5 of them. Like it doesn't make any sense. This one I don't support. It's also just, it was a fun thing for him to do at the start of his presidency. It was silly, but at that point I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm not going to be upset about this thing. This is just sad. Like, I feel like if I'm a pro-Trump kind of guy, like, this is kind of just sad behavior. He's losing a trade war that he started for no reason, which is a theme of the Trump presidency, starting a war for no reason, then losing it. But to just be like, my comeback here against you is I'm going to rename a lake because you won't hand over your economic sovereignty to the United States of America. It's just sad. It's Kim Jong-un shit. Like it literally is Kim Jong. It is a sad only child who didn't get what he wanted, and now he's like, oh well, I'm gonna change the name of something. That it's dumb. It's pathetic. It's genuinely pathetic.
It really is. It's kind of like when When someone is like you're losing the audience, and so you go back to the old hits. That's what he's doing. He's going back to the old hits. Oh, they loved it when I did the Gulf of America thing. We had Gulf of America hats and T-shirts, and they're all throwing parties and everything. Looks like a desperation move. It looks you're going to get a few people who will say, "Oh, this triggered the libs so much." It's like the libs aren't triggered, man. I don't give a shit what Lake Ontario is named. But watching this, this is like cartoon level stuff. This is not a serious person here. That this is like John said, is like a tantrum that a child throws in lieu of actually getting something done. Canada made me mad, so I'm taking away their lake. Like, no, you're not. You're just changing the lake's going to go back. It's like changing the Secretary of Defense to the Secretary of War. It's just going to go back to what it was when you leave. There's no permanent impact here. It's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing shit. I would hate to I would hate to be a Trump supporter right now and think, wow, we put you in office to do all this stuff, and instead you started a war with Iran that no one wanted. You started a bunch of tariffs out of nowhere, and you're renaming lakes. That's not why I lost all my family and friends voting for you. Like, I can't believe that this is what you're doing.
And also, this was not part of that, but just a thing that should be mentioned. Assuming the next president is a Democrat, you cannot make a big deal about
No.
You need to just quietly do it.
Yep.
And not talk about it yourself. I swear to God, like if it's Gavin Newsom, he'll make a big deal about it. And like that cannot be the play. That cannot be the play. Do not give it more attention. Just change it back and never fucking talk about it again. And it'll be a weird fucking trivia question. From between the years of 2026 and 2028, what was the name of Lake Ontario? Like how the Eagles and the Steelers during World War II joined together to become the Steel Ghouls for a couple of years. It'll become one of those fun facts. Don't make a big deal about it. Just go back to the way it was before.
Couldn't agree more. Pretend it never happened. Pretend it never happened. Like the reverse of what Trump did. Like with the Secretary of Defense thing, they had this whole video that they released of them taking down Secretary of Defense and putting up Secretary of War. Just put it back to normal and just move on.
That's what the problem. They want you to just don't pretending like they don't exist. It will hurt them more than anything in the world. It will absolutely destroy them. Just take away all of the stuff that he's done, all of these monuments he's built to himself, just quietly, as if you're just taking out the trash. Don't make a big deal about it. That's going to hurt them more. It's going to they can't get mad at. I mean, they'll get mad about it, but it'll be hard to sustain that anger. Just get rid of it.
And there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to get rid of. And John, that's a great point. That if you want to play the trolling them game and if you want to make them as mad as you can, fighting fire with fire is not the way. Like, take down all those pictures. Oh, wait, hold on. I was just going to talk about that, Colby. Colby says, leaving 2 empty portraits in the Hall of Presidents. No. Just take down the Hall of Presidents. Wasn't that a Trump invention thing? Like, wasn't that just him?
Existed, I'm pretty.
Oh, did it? Okay, all right. Yeah. Or should he just replace it? So yeah, just like put up the regular pictures of the Hall of Presidents, change all the names, and then when people ask you about it, return the Oval Office to a normal looking room. And it's like, oh, what about all that stuff Trump did? It's like, well, listen, Donald Trump's not the president. He's not relevant right now. Let's move on to something important. That's how you answer that question. Just boom, and then. The people who get really upset about it, they're going to seem like the insane people. Like, why don't you put the auto pen back in all the presidents? You're going to sound like of course, they don't have a problem sounding insane, but I don't know. Okay, so, John, I want to ask you this. Have you seen anything about Nepal in the last 24 hours or so?
I heard there was a giant landslide, on the... I saw a video of it. It's fucking insane. I don't know much more about it other than that.
Okay, so for those of you wondering, this is what John is referencing here. There was a landslide in Nepal yesterday, I believe. Time is weird when you're dealing with East Asia because I think they're 13 hours ahead of us. And so, like, saying yesterday kind of gets mixed up because you got half a day to play with. But this is a video of what John was talking about here. It is a really horrific scene. Like, that... It doesn't look real. Like, it doesn't look real that something that big and that powerful. Not since 9/11, I think. have I seen like such clear, it's like, oh, everyone in this photo is dead. All these people running, and there's several videos like this. It's not this is one location. You can find people all over the place just being crushed by this giant wall of water and mud and ice, and like just like the terror and the fear that must have happened. And I don't know, I've seen the destruction that this thing caused, and the only solace I can take is this wave crushed buildings, and I can only pray to God that just crushed the people right away, and they didn't suffer any longer. And but no, so you haven't seen too much about it. What have you heard?
I mean that's I heard it happened in Nepal, kind of on the border with China, in the mountains, and it sucks. like you said, and that's the thing. Like, you hope they died instantly. There's a lot of them that just they might still be alive underneath there, and it's fucking horrifying.
So what happened, from what I can tell, is that there are several rivers and everything in that area, and they got dams holding back these large bodies of water. But there was an earthquake on one of the mountains in Nepal, and the earthquake dislodged a giant trunk of a glacier, and the glacier started rolling down the hill, and it caused an avalanche. And this avalanche was comprised of ice and snow and water and dirt, and it just kept rolling down this hill. And then the large portion of the avalanche ended up plugging up this river, and ended up creating this artificial lake that kept backing up and backing up. And eventually that water overflowed from this artificial lake, and it overran this dam. I think I have a video actually of the dam being overran. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, here it is. The dam being overrun. Okay. This is you can see the dam just collapsing right there as the water comes through. And when I first saw a video of this, I saw it was early yesterday morning, I think, and it said that there were 31 deaths. I said, what? There's no fucking way it's only 31 deaths after all that destruction that I saw. But that was just confirmed deaths. Like you said, John, a lot of people haven't been found. A lot of people are buried. A lot of people are probably trapped underground, trapped in buildings if they're still standing. But
God,
it's up.
The car just disappeared.
Yeah, the car is just like nothing. It's slicing through anything and everything. And look at that bridge. Gone. I just and that's why I said that, I can only hope that for most of these people that look, if these waters can crush buildings and move cars and bridges, your human body, your muscle and bone is not standing up to this. And that's the best that, we can hope for in the situation. But also, nice one. This is also kind of tough to explain from a theological standpoint. Why would God do this? Like, if God is like this loving, benevolent, fine, you can say that, people suffer because of the sin, they commit and everything. What did these people do? You're telling me all these people deserve to this horrifying death out of nowhere, by the way. There was no warning for this. This wasn't like a tsunami that happened that they had something on a warning system for. It hadn't rained at all in days. No, the last thing, it would be like a flood hitting you right now wherever you are. Like, nobody expected this, and then they look out the window, giant wall of water coming toward you that you can't escape from. Just terrifying. Like, I don't know. Our explanation that John and I put forth is, we live on a cooling planet, and we have plate tectonics, and sometimes plate tectonics cause earthquakes that dislodge rock and water and create tsunamis and sinkholes, and people unfortunately die from that. There's no plan or reasoning to this, but I'd have a hard time explaining why that's the case if you believe in a benevolent God.
Yeah, I mean, we could rehash the benevolent God thing all we want, but it is one of those things where it's just, it's part of. When people say it's part of God's plan, it genuinely pisses me off, because it's like, you're telling me that you worship like that. That's the plan. That's the plan, that you're like, this is the guy. I want to worship his plan. The guy that fucking did this. I don't get it, TJ. It feels, every time people say that, it feels like an insult to everyone who is on the wrong side of God's plan.
Yeah, it is. It is just one of those devastating things, and it's just I still wonder how religion still holds on, specifically that kind, right? Like, as much as easy it is to make fun of people who have the "I'm not religious, I'm spiritual," where they have like this whatever you say go version of spirituality. All right, fine, okay, that's as ridiculous as it is. I guess it's better than this rigid God definitely exists and here are His words and we have to follow them. I don't know how it's still alive. I see how it like peters out and dies over time, like a lot of Western Europe is atheist essentially, but we're still holding on to it here, and it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. James Tallarico, I've been on I've been saying for years. I remember when we had Nick Powers on the show during the 2024 election on election night, and John, or I don't know if you hear Sterling over there, but anyway, if he was saying that Texas might go blue, and I said no, Texas is not going blue. People say this every year, and Nick's like, oh no, it might, and then like 1 minute later, Texas went red. It was just kind of funny, like happened just like that. But when Tallarico started coming out there, and I saw that Tallarico's going down this route of I'm an ordained minister or whatever, and I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, I just believe the rest. Like, oh, why are you doing this, man? It's so cheesy. It's working. It's working. People love that shit. They eat it up, man. They get left or right. They love them some Jesus. So I was like, well, I'm glad it's working with Tallarico. Not a good sign for our society, though. I don't think it's a good sign for our society that this still has so much potency in the year 2026. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I think I've come around to, and we've talked about this before, where it's like, in my heart of hearts, I do not believe that people actually believe in their heart of hearts in fucking religion. And you can tell me all you want that they do. And you know what? My faith is equally valid as theirs. I do not wish to live in a society where people actually this many people actually genuinely believe this shit. So I choose not to. Just like they choose to fucking believe in the fucking land shit. If they can do it, I can do it too.
Very fair. I don't know. All right. Any more news you want to... Oh, go ahead, John.
Yeah, I was going to say there was one thing I want to talk about, which was Hassan Piker.
Oh, yeah.
He has been in the news recently. Are you aware of the whole story?
I know that Hassan has been a big talking point on the news because of comments he said in the past and incendiary statements, and people are pressing a lot of Democratic candidates to disavow him. I know Abdul El Sayed, I think was it John Ossoff? Did John Ossoff disavow or something like that? But a lot of people are pushing to say Hassan Piker's a bad guy and that you need to be afraid of this guy. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so he I'm trying to pull up the actual physical quote that he had, but he essentially made the argument, the very, very obviously correct argument that, shit, I wish I could find the actual quote. I had it pulled up earlier, but whatever. That, hey, what American Jewish institutions are doing by having this total support for Israel and their genocide, and saying, hey, this is part of being a Jew, is supporting Israel, that is going to fuel the flames of rising anti-Semitism, and allow actual anti-Semites to launder their beliefs through opposition to Israel and cause more hatred for Jews and more attacks on Jews. Because, yeah, it's the same logic, basically the same logic that he used with his infamous 9/11 quote. But he didn't even say, like, the Jews deserve... He didn't say anything like that. It was literally just... And we've heard this same exact argument made by many, many prominent scholars, Jewish voices. Like, this is not some new thing. He was honestly repeating a line of reasoning, which just fucking makes sense. Like, it's just the natural conclusion of, hey, this country's committing genocide. No one would have been like, yeah, the American German League supporting the Nazis is really causing a lot of people to hate Germans. It's like, yeah, no shit, guys. That no one would fucking argue with that. But because people don't actually respect, like, Democrats do not, the establishment Democrats do not respect that we actually believe Israel's committing a genocide. Like it's wild. They just can't get it through their heads what those words mean to people. Like, they genuinely, people who still support Israel think that everyone who's like, this is a genocide is just saying that to score political points. No, we actually believe it's a genocide. And if institutions of any ethnic group say our ethnicity is tied to this country that's committing genocide, you would obviously say that's going to spur bigotry against that ethnicity. But for some reason, when we talk about Jewish institutions doing that, for the Jewish state that's committing a genocide, they're like, oh, you're not supposed to say that. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Doesn't make any fucking sense in the world.
It doesn't. And you have to wonder, for politicians, like, I get it, like, the what's in it for them angle, because special interest groups like AIPAC donate a lot to your campaign. That's worth a lot. If someone says, I'm going to donate $500,000 to your campaign, that could make or break your campaign. Okay. But everyone else, I don't get. Because, look, you're right. They like to get caught in the weeds with the word genocide and say, well, is it really a genocide? I mean, there's still people so I go the ethnic cleansing route, because you cannot argue at all that it's not ethnic cleansing. Like, Israel's goal is ethnic cleansing. They come right out and say it. They don't pretend that their goal is anything else than to remove the Gazans from the Gaza Strip, at least, and occupy that, and West Bank as well, if you really dig deep into it. That's their goal. That politicians say it, their voters say it. They don't put it out. They don't try to hide it anyway. And so I don't get what's in it for regular people to ride or die. Why die on this hill? That this is arguments you've had going back years now. I guess okay, so any criticism of the Israeli government is anti-Semitism. That's essentially what they go to. I asked them, what criticism would you accept of the Israeli government or the Israeli military that's not anti-Semitic? There isn't one. That's how you know they're not serious people. I just don't understand how regular folks. I get the sympathy for creating a Jewish state, specifically after World War II. Like, these people have been persecuted for thousands of years wherever they go. Let's have a say. I get that thought process. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I get the thought process. But seeing this now, these actions, nobody gets to just commit these crimes whenever they want. Why defend it? Like, what do you think is in it for regular people? I don't understand.
Yeah, I can understand the reasoning in 1948 or whenever it was created. I understand the reasoning. I have no actual problem. They probably should have chose a different spot or got consent from the people who were actually living there, But that wasn't a big thing at the time, that's just not something nations did. So I understand why it happened, how we got here, but we live in 2026 now, guys.
Yeah.
It's been, ever since the start, decades of conflict, death, and turmoil. It was obvious. Can we just sit here and agree that thing was a bad idea? You can talk about the reasons for it, the whatever, but the actual execution of this plan is one of the worst ideas in human history, and that's saying a lot, because nothing's gone right about it. It still doesn't work. Almost 100 years later, we're still sitting here, and it's not fucking working, and we got to kill thousands of people to make this work. Can we just admit, hey, maybe this was maybe we were wrong about this, and we can't even do that. We can't even do that, TJ. So, I don't know how you can even do it. Going back to the Hassan thing, Colby makes a good point here. And he said that the argument that Hassan made was literally the same argument Dana Bash made to Netanyahu to his face. And now Dana Bash is complaining about what Hassan said. And it's the exact. This is not a situation of, oh, Hassan shouldn't have said America deserved 9/11, but everything else he said was right. He didn't even say, he did not say Jews deserve. He just said, guys, when you do this, it's going to cause anti-Semites to hate you. It's going to give them cover. It's going to do all. Only reason anyone could possibly get upset about what Hassan said is if they believe he doesn't think it's a genocide. That's it. Because if you believe something was a genocide, you would think the same. If as an Irish American, if I don't know, the University of if Ireland was committing a genocide, and the University of Notre Dame, as an Irish American and a Notre Dame football fan, if they said we unequivocally support what Ireland is doing to, I don't know, Northern Ireland, I'd be like, hey guys, you're giving Irish people a bad name here, and that's pretty fucking hard. It would make sense, but for some reason we can't admit that it's even. Here's the other thing about I'm going off the rails. This has been a shit show. That's okay.
It's all right.
the way that people are like, oh, it's technically not genocide. If I said, if Brock Lesnar raped you, Lesnar raped you. It's just like I've asked this to a dude, right? And they're like, and someone said, actually, technically, it wasn't rape. He just did this to you, which is also terrible. Would you give a flying fuck? By the technical legal definition of rape, it wasn't rape. He just molested me. That's okay. That you still support him because of that. Like and that's what. Except for a crime that is infinitely worse than rape.
Worse,
like a trillion times. Because again, rape is included in this, by the way. Like a mass fucking rape of prisoners. This is what you're supporting, and you're gonna say because it's technically not a genocide because I can't prove intent. That's the intent part is the thing that you're hung up on right now. Like, I don't give a flying fuck if they intend to. They're doing it. We can talk about whether they intended to later in the fucking trials. Now's the time for let's stop this. Like that, it's insane.
It is. I don't know. This is why I have a hard. I understand the Democratic Party, the left in general, in the United States, has completely abandoned this. It's like, no, this worked 25 years ago. It's not working today. I don't understand why there's so many people in positions of power, or even the regular people who remain, who are left over. They're like, yeah, actually, this is fine. I'm okay with it. Like, yeah, it's not really a genocide. Let's pull out the dictionary definition of the word genocide. Once you start doing that, man, you know that you're on the wrong side of the argument here. Like that's a great example. It was only sexual assault. It wasn't rape. It's like the Donald Trump defense about his rape conviction. Well, it's not a criminal conviction. It's only a civil conviction. That's not a side of the argument you ever want to be on. And seeing the takeover of American politics that it's had, it does. It's now I'm not gonna say it, but like the people on the right who are like the huge conspiracy, like anti-Semitic people, that's where you can find them. If you want to find people who are legitimate anti-Semites, they aren't hiding, man. They're coming right out and saying what they believe, that they're racist, they're bigots, they're anti-Semites. They just say it. So you don't gotta assign this label to people who clearly aren't. For what? For what? What's in it?
That also empowers the actual anti-Semites.
It does. Yes.
You have Nick Fuentes over here, a self-avowed fucking neo-Nazi, right? A explicitly anti-Semitic guy who is, I would argue, again, I don't know what the fucking numbers are, but I would argue he is equivalent to Hassan Piker on the right. And he goes on fucking Tucker Carlson. You don't see fucking Republican congressmen coming together to denounce fucking Nick Fuentes. But we see Democrats pretending. And again, these are people, these are smart fucking people.
Yep.
These aren't just like random uninformed people. They know exactly what they're fucking doing. They're intentionally mislabeling what Hassan Piker says as anti-Semitism, giving cover to actual anti-Semites like Nick Fuentes. It's insulting. It is. I'm ethnically Jewish, but like if I was an actual like Judaism fucking mattered to me as part of my identity, I would be fucking losing it every day. I would be feeling like I live in a fucking insane asylum. That like what Hassan Piker said that described probably my fucking lived reality is being called anti-Semitism and just making the entire fucking situation worse.
It is. It's rough. I can't stand it. I don't know. We'll move on from here. But I got to close out a little bit early, John. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. It's still I got to take care of it. It's been one of those shows. It's been one of those shows.
Colby, thank you so much for hanging out while me and
keep it. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, get our shit together. This is great. One of our greatest shows ever was 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, this is our first time. Well, it's a little late now, Colby. You may have to like message me or something. I have to take off real quick. But all right. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you. Well, you know what? Tuesday I'll be able to do the show, John, but I can't do Thursday. I'll be traveling on Thursday again.
You do the show here on Tuesday then? Instead of the TikTok show?
Good idea. All right, we'll do it. No one will know. We haven't done it in months on Tuesday. But what would Heather think if you flexed your... Oh, my God. Colby wrote, what would Heather think if you flexed your shirt off your body? Colby, why do you keep asking questions like this? All right, we got to go. Catch you guys later. Have a good one. Thanks so much, John. I'll see you on Tuesday, man.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye.